Afro X, Fable Mob 2021, Almighty. So you wanna step, boy? Watch me as I wreck, boy. Snapping at your neck, boy, cause I am the best, boy. I am legend number one. Oh, you think I'm playing, son? This ain't camp, I ain't fun. I'm a god, this battle's done. Moving so fast and you can't even see that I am slamming you just like Broly. Doing good business, deliveries free. Why did you ever try stepping to me? Think I'm going left, then I'm going right, loud. Then I cross you up with the right hook, pow. Fighting you's easier than tipping cows. Tell me, are you even trying right now? Here comes the right hook. I am almighty. Just come and try to stop me. I am almighty. Just come and try to stop me. Zeraldo, stopping time, physics is a B. Scarlet Witch casually warps reality. Feeling like cartoons, we are trapped in the TV. Luffy, Mega Fist, and wiping out a whole country. All for One is his name, acting slick like a villain. Got all of us here saying something's killing the children. Meliodas getting mad, city's a 600-foot crater. And if Thanos acting up, time to say see you later. Here comes the left hook. I am almighty. History is written by those who stay legendary. Hello, everybody. Just thought I'd play the most recent video from yesterday at the beginning here for the rewind. That was the song Almighty. The beat was done by Fable himself, and I wrote all of the lyrics and put together the AMV. First off, big station to everybody. Big legendary station. All over your earlobes. Anyways. Hey Herm. Hello Chamorro Cinema. My good man, my good neighbor. Link, so good to see you in here. Yeah. This is gonna be a good one. All right. So, starting off, I did not expect people to be in here within the first 3 minutes, more or less. Even Herm was in here 7 minutes before this started. So, super excited about that. But starting off, I'm just gonna talk about the channel sponsors. So in this video, I've put 2 Amazon affiliate links. If you go to those products and end up buying them through the link, some of the proceeds will be given to the channel. You can help out that way. In the description, I have put a link to a figure of the character I will be talking about today. And also I have put a link to an anime that I will also be talking about today. And we'll get to that a little bit later. Also, if you wanted to support it in all of my videos, standard in the description is a link to my Teespring account that has only one product so far, but we'll get more. The AfroX t-shirt has the AfroX logo on the front, and on the back, it has Stay Legendary, which I know you guys would want to be walking around with the word Stay Legendary on the back of your shirt. So that's a really good thing. Hey, hello to Drift. Thank you for coming in. You've been a big supporter recently. Really want to talk to you soon. Just would like to get to know you better. Everybody's saying hi in the comments. This is good. So, moving forward, our first main topic tonight is talking about One Piece chapters 1006 and 1007. Um, so it's been really crazy. I actually just read these chapters today in order to get ready for this live stream. And, I want to mention just really quick here before I get into the big meat and potatoes. I've kind of rearranged my setup here. I've moved some of the figures forward. I've moved forward Goku, that is regular Super Saiyan, and you can tell he's Super Saiyan because Super Saiyan 2 has the hair flipped up on the hairline. That's why I call him Pineapple Hair Saiyan. Goku Super Saiyan 3. Naruto with the nine-tailed fox behind him doing a little Rasen Shuriken, forbidden jutsu, by the way, and All Might here, which took a long time to get stood up. But anyway, that's there. In the back, you can see I also got the Infinity Gauntlet. But the biggest thing I added to my setup is I put all of my anime DVDs and movies here. As you can see, this was like a life present to myself. It was on my Amazon wishlist for so long, but yes, I do in fact have every single season of original Dragon Ball Z on DVD. So that's a big thing. They are still wrapped up. I'm gonna watch them someday, but they're wrapped up, so this is really, really valuable. But yeah, these are all my anime DVDs. Probably go through them later if I have some lull time in the stream. Anyways, moving forward, Chamorro says, dude, the beat you gave Afro for Almighty is fire. Big Station U, Fable, and yes, thank you for that, beat there. That was really, really fun to work with. And yes, it was fire. So moving on, we're going into One Piece chapter 1006, 1007. So One Piece chapter 1006. So this chapter pretty much didn't have much happen. It is titled it's titled like the Hirogoro, the strongest flower, or something like that. But it's all about Hyogoro, who was Luffy met him in the camp in Udon. Luffy met him in the camp in Udon. I'm sorry, and he taught Luffy how to use Rio, which is an advanced form of Haki. And in Rio, not only can you injure someone, but you can transfer the force into the inside of their body and destroy them from the inside. Pretty much what Hyogoro taught Luffy was what Zeppeli taught Jonathan Joestar. Pretty much Hyogoro taught Luffy Hamon. And so Luffy's able to do amazing things, like he was able to break collars that would have exploded if you tried to remove them, because he was able to use force to break them from the inside. But like he was able to do crazy stuff, like punch Kaido straight into the ground. So yeah, he's getting into stuff that like Law can do, where he can actually fight, and when he's fighting, he can affect you on the inside of your body, which is extremely dangerous. Anyways, Hyogoro, that's kind of where we meet him, and then now where we are in the story, he's fighting alongside everybody who's trying to take Onigashima, which is Kaido's palace. And recently, Queen, who is one of the main generals of Kaido, Queen is like a guy who can Queen is a guy, I believe, and he can turn into a brontosaurus. That's his devil fruit power. And he's also really good at creating viruses, really bad viruses, like ones that will burn you forever, or ones that will freeze you and turn you into an ice demon, which is what he did. And he affected everybody or a whole bunch of people on the battlefield on the bottom level of Onigashima. And he, uh, so he went and did this, even affected his subordinates. Now, Chopper, who is on the Straw Hat Pirates, he's the doctor, he has been half affected by this virus. So he has to think really fast of how to come up with a antidote. And not even an antidote. He literally has to bioengineer in like pretty much, I'd say, 20 minutes. He has to bioengineer a counter virus to this virus that is freezing people and turning them into ice demons. Now, in chapter 1006, Hyogoro, we see, is affected by the virus, and he's slowly turning into an ice demon, and he's just telling everybody, you know what, I'll fight as long as I can, but you know what, if it comes down to it, you won't be able to stop me in my ice demon form, so you're going to have to just kill me. And so everybody's like, man, I don't want to kill you. Like you the best, man. Like, I don't want to kill you. And he's like, you have to kill me if it comes down to it. And so in the end of chapter 1006, it's looking like he's about to die. And one thing that thanks, Shimuro. Sorry, I kind of got far off track here. What was it? Drift, what was your question? Can you put it in the comment again? Yes, you're the guy who I did that with. Okay, so thank you so much, Manuel, for pointing out that he was asking a question. And sorry, I got real into the talk. Drift says, "Remember the Slenderman creepypasta?" Yes, I do. That was such a good collaboration that we did. I had joined a group on Discord for narrators because I wanted to be a narrator as a voice actor, and this guy Drift gave me a great opportunity. He had me do I did a narrated rendition of the story of Slender Man, which you can see in the collaborations playlist on my channel. And that was really fun. That was great. That was a lot of fun to do. So yes, thank you, Drift, for mentioning that. That was very, very fun. Chapter 1006, yes. So one thing that Ichiro Oda, the author of One Piece, always does is whenever an important character is about to die, he always has the character smile, because that's a mark of someone who has accepted their death, and it's kind of a bravery thing. So in the end, Hyogoro like smiles, and we all think he's gonna die. Then we go on to chapter 1007, and chapter 1007 just blows all of the doors open. And chapter 1007 is a banger. Oh, yeah. In 1006, Sanji doesn't know which way to go. He doesn't know who to help. Anyway, so 1007. 1007, Ichiro Oda blows it out with another banger. So, we all think Hyogoro's about to die, and right when the sword's coming down to chop his head off, Chopper jumps in like a badass. Chopper jumps in and stops the sword and gives Hyogoro the counter virus, or the antidote thing. And then Chopper just goes nuts. Pulls out a cannon, yells fire. They fire it into the crowd. There's a huge plume of smoke, and everyone gets healed. Like Kaido's people, Straw Hat Pirates, everybody gets healed from this ice demon virus. And just before this happens, Queen admits to everybody that like the virus was designed for them. It's pretty much to get rid of all the people that don't have a purpose in Kaido's army, or to turn them into better soldiers. So everybody gets healed from this ice demon thing, and it's really, really cool because everybody's calling Chopper Tanuki, which is a raccoon dog, and everybody always thinks this is a running joke throughout the series. But he heals everybody, and then Kaido's people start turning, and they start joining on the Straw Hat side and protecting Chopper from Queen's attacks. And right at the best part, Chopper like turns into his monster form, slaps Queen across the face, and yells, "I'm not a Tanuki!" Because he's not a raccoon dog. He is a walking, talking reindeer. But yeah, Chopper's specific power, just for a little bit of context, is really quick. Drift said, whenever you want to do another Afro, I still have the editors, so if you want to do a project, we can. Drift, I would definitely love to. Been looking for opportunities, so yeah, get in touch with me. So just to finish things off, so Chopper slaps him across the face. Chopper's power is that he is a reindeer. Like, he was born a reindeer, and there is a devil fruit called the human fruit, and he ate that fruit, and it gave him the power to turn into a half human, half reindeer. And that is honestly one of the most amazing powers in the series, and why Chopper is so rare, because he has the power to turn an animal into like a half human hybrid. Okay, and then the biggest shocker at the end is so we have God Chopper. Biggest shocker at the end is it is revealed that the person who helped the 9 Red Scabbards is in fact Kozuki Oden, who everybody thought died 20 years ago. So people at the end of the chapter are just trying to figure out, like, if this is really Oden, if this is an imposter, whatever, because this guy should not be alive, more or less. He should not be 20 years in the future, unless his wife did some stuff with time, because she has the time devil fruit. But anyways, nobody knows why this is happening. So that is One Piece chapters 1006 to 1007 covered. I'm gonna just go back here. The chat has jumped quite a bit. We're gonna look back on what you guys have been saying. A lot of stations, a lot of people saying hi and stuff. Trix, good to see you in here. You said you are correct on who Queen is. Thank you. Fable said Chamorro is the YouTube broker. Yes, I agree. Said it once, say it again. Chamorro Cinema is the guy. You want to get into a community, Chamorro is the guy to do it. Don't want to over advertise, but yeah, there goes. Drift said the animators were god tier. So Drift, perhaps you saw a different video than I did, but the one that I did just had a still picture of Slenderman. I mean, it was a great picture, but there was no like animation. Loved you on the horror show tomorrow. Wish you could be there every Saturday. Okay. So Link said, facts, I never realized how much multitasking was involved with streaming and chatting until I joined your stream last week. Yeah. Yep. Well, I mean, it was Chamorro's stream, but yes, I can also say there's a lot involved with streaming and chatting on here. You start getting into a topic like I just did, and the comments just scroll. Chamorro Cinema said, hold up, a weredeer? Yes, in fact, a weredeer. Chamorro said, don't bury the lead. I got to know about this Rudolph, effer. I'm saving my one F word for when I really need it. Cryo Prime. Oh my gosh, Cryo Prime in here. He says Chopper is a reverse Animorph. That is true. He's a reindeer that can turn into a human. Well, a partial human. Okay. So Manuel wanted to know a little more about Chopper. So, Chopper managed to advance his power a little bit more because originally, whenever Chopper would get really mad, he would turn into a giant monster. See, he pretty much has 3 or 4 forms. Actually, more like 4 or 5. 4 or 5 forms that he can go into now that he's managed to figure out what is called a Rumble Ball. And Rumble Ball is a little piece of medicine that he created himself that when he takes it, he can control his own devil fruit, which is impressive because most people can't even control their devil fruit or learn how to do advanced moves with their devil fruit. So he can control his own devil fruit, so he can change into a defensive mode where he's a big puffball of fur. He can change into a fighter mode, his reindeer elf mode, where he has like big horns coming out. It's more of a fighter one. He can change into a karate mode because in the 2-year time skip, he learned how to do karate, specifically kung fu. And then he has his regular mode, which is pretty much the same as his brain scan mode, where he can look in and see the weaknesses of enemies. And then he has his gorilla mode, where he can turn into like pretty much a really hairy human, pretty much a Bigfoot. And then he has his monster mode, where he turns into a gigantic monster, like probably 20 feet tall, and he can take on giants and stuff like that, which is really, really impressive. And with the help of the Rumble Ball that he created, he can now control his own mind when he's in the monster form, because before he was just wild and he would beat up anybody, even his own allies. Chamorro says, but can he maximize into a trans metal? No, he cannot. But great imagination on you, mate. Um, looking next up, some new animes I've been wanting to talk about for the past couple of weeks. They are, first off, Akudama Drive. Akudama Drive has been really, really interesting. I've been watching it. The main gimmick in the show is that every episode is named after an action movie. So one's called Mission Impossible, one's called Speed, one's called Reservoir Dogs, one's called Brother, although I don't think that's the name of an action movie. They eventually get into names that fit with the episodes, but they start off with names from action movies. Pretty much, and Akudama Drive really ties into everything we're going to be talking about today. But Akudama Drive is set in a world where there's the regular populace, and then on the other side, there is the worst criminals in history called the Akudama. And the Akudama are like imagine someone in reality who has the longest prison sentence in history, and then multiply it by about 1 million. These guys have year bounties on their heads. Like, not money bounties, year bounties. If they are caught, they will be in prison for, 26 billion years. So, like pretty much if they're caught, they are dead. Their life is over. They are pretty much just executed after they're caught. So these are the worst criminals in history. The story starts off with a young girl who happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. One of the Akudama comes by, she doesn't even know, and he is eating takoyaki at the takoyaki stand, which, if you don't know, takoyaki, I believe, is like meatballs made of octopus that they sell in Japan. And if I'm wrong about that, let me know if it's not octopus. But anyways, so he's ordering takoyaki and he drops a 500 yen piece. So for reference, 500 yen in Japan is about the equivalent of $5 here in America. So he pretty much drops $5 on the ground. And she's a good person, so she grabs it, holds on to it, and doesn't want to use it until she returns it to him. And she goes to get takoyaki and realizes she doesn't have any of her own money. And so the lady sees she has that $5 token, and she won't give it to the shop vendor because she wants to return it to him. And so she gets sent into the prison, or into the jail system. She gets arrested pretty much for trying to the lady thinks she's trying to shoplift this takoyaki stand. And so she gets in, doesn't really know what to do, talks to the there's a robot secretary there, and she's given the title of Swindler. Now, while all this is happening, a whole bunch of really bad criminals, the Akudama, get a message saying you will be paid $1 million if you save Cutthroat, which is another Akudama, from being executed. So they have to break into this building that this girl is in, and she just gets caught up in all the mess, and eventually she becomes one of them. Out of fear, she says, I'm an Akudama too. I've got a real big year bounty on my head, and she says, my name is Swindler, or my code name is Swindler. And that's how it pretty much all starts. But the anime is great. The anime is honestly really, really good. It has the action and feel of Persona 5. It has Persona 5 the animation, I should say. It has the art style of Danganronpa, and like the transitions of Danganronpa 2 are also where like there'll be a new scene and the scene will literally fold in to complete the scene. so that it feels like you're watching a play, or or you're looking at a box. And so it's also got like really good 3-dimensional moments too that are reminiscent of animes made by like the studio Madhouse. Yeah, Akudama Drive, it's a really, really great anime. The other anime I wanted to touch on is one called Scissor 7. By the way, you can catch Akudama Drive on Hulu. You can catch Scissor 7 on Netflix. Scissor 7 is about a boy who wants to be an assassin. And how he fights is he can telekinetically fly around a pair of scissors. Now, if you like the anime One Punch Man, you will love Scissor 7. Scissor 7 pretty much takes all of its motif from One Punch Man. Kid wants to be an assassin, and he has a friend that's a bird, and he's just trying to figure out how to get to the top of the assassin list. And so yeah, he fights with telekinetic scissors. He can spin them around, do stuff like that, and yeah, that's pretty much the basis of the whole anime. And there's so many moments that are just like One Punch Man, where all the action will stop and you'll just have the hero with a dumb look on his face. And it's really, really funny that way. But yeah, so from Akudama Drive, which is super complicated, to Scissor 7, which is probably one of the simplest plotted animes in history. Chamorro Cinema said, "Save the Akudama for your mama and don't takoyaki to me about your dang Dakon Roompa. That's too personal." Dude, that's really good. That's really good, dude. You honestly should be on me and Fable's next track. Everybody's laughing. Chamorro says, "So Yondu with scissors instead of an arrow and a bird." Yup. Honestly, if you were going to describe Scissor 7 really, really badly, Yondu with scissors and a bird would be a great description. Fable said, "How do you keep up to date on what animes are coming?" How I keep up to date with animes that are coming are mostly when they come onto Netflix. With Akudama Drive, I happened to see a video last fall of animes that were going to be starting in the fall of well, I saw a video last summer of animes that would be starting in the fall of 2020. There's a bunch of YouTubers that do stuff like that. They will give upcoming news about animes coming, and I definitely want to start watching them more and keep up with what is popular, especially since I've gotten the advice to keep up to date with stuff and make videos, even if there's just a rumor out there. In fact, after hearing that good advice from Comics Explained today, I really feel like I want to make a video about like My Hero Academia Season 5. Hasn't come out yet, but I should be doing theory videos. I should be doing stuff like that. So that people who watch anime are interested in my stuff also. Chamorro Cinema said he looks at what's popular and watches everything else. That is kind of true. Honestly, I need to change that around. I need to be watching the popular stuff. I need to stay relevant. So I need to be watching stuff like I need to catch up on Black Clover, Fire Force. I have been watching Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. That is a hard one to say. But probably have to watch The Promised Neverland also. So I'm going to make a night specifically for watching new popular anime, just so I can report on the new stuff. Fable says, "Do you follow by artist, production company, etc.?" Nope, don't really follow by that. If I hear about a new anime coming out, then I will be aware of it. I will say though, a good production company is Madhouse. If I ever hear about anime by Madhouse coming out, um, that's definitely one I'll be looking into. Um, okay. Moving forward. Okay. Let's get into the big meat and potatoes of today, which is our surprise character, Junko Enoshima. Junko Enoshima. I'm gonna warn all of you right here. I'm probably gonna end up spoiling the ending of the anime Danganronpa and the first game Trigger Happy Havoc. So, hopefully you guys are okay with that. But yeah, that's just how this one has to go. So yeah, if you don't want Danganronpa to be spoiled, now might be a good time to jump out. Like, I don't want you to jump out, but now might be a good time. Fable says, "Okay, I'm out." Sorry if you're actually out, but okay. So, Junko Enoshima. Junko Enoshima, when Trigger Happy Havoc begins, she appears to be the ultimate fashionista. And Fable says, "I'm not out, Afro." Okay, thank you, Fable. Thanks, guys. So Junko Enoshima at the beginning of Danganronpa, she appears to be the ultimate fashionista. She's super popular in magazines. Everybody pretty much knows who she is from the outside world. And she seems to be pretty all right, pretty put together. Then at one point in the anime, Junko Enoshima's character gets really mad at Monokuma. So there's been a rule that's been established in Danganronpa that you are not allowed to physically fight Monokuma or try to injure him at all. And so at one point, Junko's character gets really mad and goes to kick Monokuma. And what happens is Monokuma, who is he's a robotic bear. Monokuma has a whole bunch of spears explode from the floor and pretty much impale her. And so she's like the second death in the series. And so pretty much from the beginning, Junko Enoshima is dead. She's dead and gone. And pretty much you forget about her by the beginning of the first class trial, because the first class trial is all about Sayaka. So yeah, from the beginning of the story, Junko is dead and gone, and you forget about her. Then later on, you run into the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba, and that's pretty much the last person who gets murdered in Danganronpa is Mukuro Ikusaba, and everybody not only has to figure out who Mukuro Ikusaba is, but they also have to figure out how she died. And so there is a class trial that goes on, and pretty much Monokuma, or whoever is running Monokuma behind the scenes, sees Kyoko and Makoto. Makoto is the main character, as like the people who are going to win the day, that they're going to figure out everything. And so Monokuma tries to get rid of them. And it turns out what happens is Makoto gets double crossed, and Makoto is about to die. When Makoto's about to die, he is saved by the AI computer program called Alter Ego. And so pretty much they challenge Monokuma to another class trial. And Monokuma's like, okay, but the rules of the class trial is you have to figure out every mystery in this school or else everybody dies. Everybody else dies. So pretty much they get into the class trial. They're all discussing stuff. Who's Mukuro Ikusaba? How was she murdered? And it turns out that like one little detail that she had previous injuries on her body was what turned out to be the thing that got everybody to understand it, or to figure out who it was. And it turns out that the body that they thought was Mukuro Ikusaba was in fact Mukuro Ikusaba dressed up as Junko Enoshima. So Mukuro Ikusaba and Junko Enoshima are part of an organization called the Ultimate Despair. They're twin sisters, and so when you first meet Junko Enoshima, it's actually Mukuro Ikusaba in disguise. And so in the end, it turns out that Monokuma the whole time is really being controlled by Junko Enoshima. And this is kind of where the madness all sets in. Because once Junko is revealed to be Monokuma, then she comes out of hiding and stands with everybody at the class trial. The thing that is mad about her is that she has multiple split personalities. One personality is a queen and really arrogant. One is really sad. One is really bookish, like a teacher. And one is just dropping F-bombs, effing crazy, like all over the place, and just hates everything because she says like all of life is boring without despair and stuff like that. And I mean, that would be mad by itself. But what really brings it all home is in the end is that Monokuma at the beginning of this trial says, if you figure out everything, then I will be executed. And Junko goes through with it. She says, if you figure out all of the mysteries of the school, figure out how Mukuro Ikusaba was murdered and stuff like that, if you figure out everything, then I will execute myself. And at the end, Makoto's like, hey, you know what? I don't want to see you die, because he's the ultimate hope. He's like, hey, I don't want to see you die. Like, you're horrible. You're a mad woman, but I don't want to see you die. And Junko's like, nope, I have to experience despair for myself, because that's the greatest amount of despair that can be felt. She's just obsessed with despair. And so she goes through with it. Not only does she execute herself, but she puts herself through every single other execution that everybody, that all the other students had to go through. She gets hit in the body with 1,000 baseballs. She gets spun around in a cage of death on a motorcycle that is electrified with electricity. She gets burned alive and crushed by a giant, fire truck. She gets hit in the head a bunch of times with a bulldozer's crane thing. And then the final one is her sitting in a chair. She's holding Monokuma with her, and she's being backed up into a giant crushing machine. And then right at the end, right before she dies, you get one really nice, clear, shocked face, as if she just realizes that she's actually scared to die. And that, my friends, is the icing on the cake. That is the sweetest part of Danganronpa. And yeah. So Junko Enoshima, in essence, mad because all she cared about was despair. Not only everybody else's, but also her own. And she just wanted to find the ultimate despair high. She wanted to find the moment where you absolutely know that you can't escape from the death that awaits you. And in that's very much madness, but there's a lot of truth in that. The way I mean, in real life, in philosophy and pop culture philosophers, in real life, in philosophy, despair. I always say that pure insanity happens at 2 points. It either happens right off the ledge of despair, or pure insanity happens at the height of power. If you're at the last ledge of if you're off the ledge of despair, you have accepted that there is nothing you can do to escape from your current bad situation. And so at that point, nothing matters. And you laugh maniacally because you realize that nothing matters. At the just over the lip of power, you gain pure insanity because you feel like you are impervious, you are invulnerable. There is literally nothing that can stop you. And that's an interesting concept, that madness, insanity happens at both ends of the spectrum. When everything is horrible and when everything is great. When you have ultimate despair and when you have ultimate power, you go over those ledges, and that is where you find madness. So thanks for listening to all of that. That was pretty much the meat and potatoes of the stream. We still have a couple more subjects to go over, so it's not over quite yet. Just gonna look into these comments here. Link says, I smoke a lot, so I feel like this will be processed in my short-term memory bank. Good. He also says, so by the time I watch, I'll have forgotten what I heard about it. Awesome. Tomorrow Cinema said, Ikusaba got. I relate. I don't know who that is either. She did. Ikusaba really got. She got betrayed, and she got killed by her own sister, which was a real shame. Fable said, I wanted the Danganronpa trilogy on PS4, but it's so expensive. Thankfully, these Japanese names are so confusing that I won't remember you spoiling it. Good, and yes, Japanese names can be very confusing. I couldn't even go through all the names of the characters in Danganronpa. That it's really difficult. Tomorrow Cinema said, I bet I'd despair if I had to remember those cats' names. Well, yeah. Yep. Link said, we got a horror expert and an anime expert. Yeah. Although I can deal with tame horror animes like Danganronpa and Dead Man Wonderland, but I'm not into horror at all. I hate horror stuff. Dude, like, when I was a kid, that moment in Jurassic Park where the guy gets eaten off the toilet, like, everybody thought that was funny. I was traumatized by that for life. I was like, I can't stand to see people get eaten or chopped up in movies or anything. Link says, we need a game expert. We do need a game expert. Cryo Prime says this is getting a little kinky. Are you talking about the executions? Yeah. I mean, if you're into that stuff. Jamal said, so Killer 7 hooked up with Phoenix Wright and a Hostel movie, and 9 months later we got Danganronpa. Yeah, pretty much. Describe Danganronpa in the worst way. Kids try to be Phoenix Wright, and if they're not, then they die. Yeah. Actually, I think I once described Danganronpa in Trigger Happy Havoc in like 6 words, and it was like reveal who is Mastermind. Reveal the truth, reveal the Mastermind, if not die. Yes. Link said, I'm gonna have to check this out. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Fable says, look, see, Manny dropping all the game references. He should do games. I mean, if you want to, Manuel. Chamorro says, Cody knows games. What do you think, Cryo Gaming and Mod Channel? What do you think, Cryo Gaming and Mod Channel? Yeah, that'd be cool. Manuel, we honor and appreciate you stepping up to the plate for this task. Yes, we do. Salute to you, Manuel. Manuel says, I can't do games. I nominate Fable. Fable says, we, the PCP delegation, nominate Manuel for games. Link says, it's confirmed then. You know what? Man, if I didn't do anime, I do games. If I could do 2, I'd do anime and games. But seeing as I should let somebody else have a niche, I hereby also nominate Manuel to do games. Although, actually, no, I'm not going to nominate Manuel to do games, and here is why. Because Manuel is the collab guy. Manuel is the glue that holds together the PCP army. Without Manuel, we wouldn't be getting new people in, and honestly, he's super good at putting together collaboration live streams. But yeah, he's the glue that keeps everyone together. Link said, yo, that messed me up too. Herm says that toilet scene was foul for sure, Afro. Lol. Are you talking about the toilet scene in Danganronpa when he has to go behind the wall? Oh, you're talking about the toilet scene where the dinosaur eats the guy. Yeah, it was. Link says, yo, that messed me up too, Afro. Or when the one dude is in the Jeep with that raptor like dinosaur. Yeah, no, that's don't talk to me about that. That's messed up too, even though it is Michael Knight dying, and that's kind of comedic. Crab Prime says, I'm like 100 hours deep in Monster Hunter right now, so I'm not playing much. Well, there you go. I don't even play Monster Hunter, and you should be asking Cryo about games. Fable says, which Monster Hunter, Cryo? Chamorro says, Travis M is the glue. I'm just the glitter at best. Dude, don't even, man. I barely know who Travis M is. I've seen him in live chats a couple of times, but I don't believe he's ever come into my stream. And I mean, not to bring him down at all. I'm sure he's a great guy, but honestly, I mean, dang, I wouldn't have been able to spread out the way I did without you, Manuel. Like, you were the first collaboration I ever did, and that was just because I went online and I was looking for Minnesota YouTubers that I could collaborate with. Crab Prime says, World, Monster Hunter World, got into it way late since Rise is dropping next week. Link gives you a heart. Probably a heart to Manuel. Okay, right now, I am going to take this time, probably about the next 10 to 20 minutes, to answer your questions. This time is absolutely free to anyone who wants to ask any question about anime. This is Straight A's Ask Afro Anything About Anime. So go ahead in the comments and let me know. In the meantime, I can do those two at the same time. In the meantime, I am going to do my shout outs. So, who do I want to shout out? Big shout out to Rockin' Robbie Bills, even though he's not here. That was an awesome stream that he did tonight. And big shout out to Comics Explained. Thank you so much for mentioning me and name dropping me at the end. That meant a lot. And thank you for the advice. And I will definitely take it to heart. I went back and rewinded it a little bit just so I could see what he had said. And yeah, I definitely took that down. Okay, we got some questions here. Missing Link says, you think anime will find its live action hit in the show or movie format? I think it already has. Honestly, I think the best anime movie to come out recently was Detective Pikachu. I thought Detective Pikachu did an amazing job. It managed to keep the magic of the anime and keep the world and the world building while also introducing new characters. It used a actual plot line from the anime, from a movie, but from like a Gen 1 movie, and it was really for Gen 1ers. It was so much for Gen 1ers. You had Charizard in there. You were able to see Psyduck, of course, Pikachu, but the main focus was Mewtwo, and they did the plot line of Mewtwo Strikes Back, where he escapes from the lab, tries to take over the world, stuff like that. And I love how they seamlessly mix together Pokemon and humans working together. And dude, you stick Ryan Reynolds in any movie and he's going to make his character funnier than heck. So yeah, Ryan Reynolds banter as Pikachu was probably my favorite part of that movie. And I mean, just the fact that I got to see a badass Pikachu. Next question goes to Chamorro Cinema. What manga needs an anime? That's hard to say because there's so many anime that I don't know if a manga already has an anime. If I had to pick one, I can't even pick one because all of the mangas that I know of have animes to go with them. But yeah. I will definitely, though, look at mangas that don't have an anime and get back to you on that question, Manuel. Big Herm says, what's your favorite couple in anime? Oh boy, romance animes again. Herm, you are real big on the romance genre. My favorite couple in anime? Oh, that's difficult. Of course, you've got Hitaki and Chi, or Hideki and Chi in Chobits. You've got Otanashi and Angel in Angel Beats. And I mean, you can't discount, man, one of the greatest couples in anime, even though they didn't really officially do much, was well, and we all knew was Darien and Serena, who were actually Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon. And honestly, the relationship between Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon is so much more beautiful. It was like getting to watch, as a kid, it was like getting to watch a wedding on TV, but in anime form. It was beautiful, and thinking about it makes me cry. But yes, my favorite couple pretty much has to be Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon. Cryo Prime says, what's an anime you think deserves more love, whether it's lack of awareness or hate for the series? No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, that does need love. But anime that I think deserves more love. One that has a lot of lack of awareness is The Devil is a Part-Timer. That's an anime that is about Satan coming from the Hellverse, and pretty much he has no powers in our real world, and he has to learn to become a fry cook at McDonald's, which is the brand safe name for the McDonald's in that anime. So Satan becomes a fry cook at McDonald's is pretty much the essence, and pretty much in the anime, all the demons from the Hellverse just try to get him back, and he's just like, nope, F you, I like being here, and I'm gonna flick you into the next world. Like, he actually turns into his demon form at one point, and he does amazing things. Like, he lifts an entire bridge to stop it from falling on his friends, an entire like highway bridge. And at one point he punches his enemy so hard that it splits the clouds halfway across the earth. And in anime, if an attack splits the clouds across the earth, you can tell it was like super powerful. That's like the same level as One Punch Man Saitama's Serious Punch, because that had the same effect. But yeah, yes, the one that has lack of awareness is The Devil is a Part-Timer. Can't really think of one that needs love because of a hate for the series. But yeah, I mean, hated series are usually hated for a good reason. If I had to pick one, I'd say XL Saga, although that doesn't really have a lot of awareness either. And XL Saga is a lot like Bobobo. Chamorro said, heck yeah, Robbie and Rob, friggin' awesome. That was. Big Herm said, Detective Pikachu was so good. It was so good. Chamorro said Detective Pikachu was fun. It wasn't Dragon Ball Evolution, but it was shut up, Manuel. Like, I hate to say that to my fans, but man, you know what? I'm making it a rule from now on that unless it's an actual topic, no one is allowed to talk about Dragon Ball Evolution in my chats. That is not only the worst anime movie, but it is the worst movie ever made. I can't really ban it. I can't ban people from talking about it, but yeah, we're gonna try to forget that one. Fable says, I want to be the very best like no one ever was. Don't you start it, Fable. Don't do it. Okay. Tomorrow says, favorite couple is Sasuke and Naruto. Hey, that kiss was in filler. And Naruto filler sucked. Fable says, Big Herm, you big softy. Yep. Link says, Bobo times 7. That's correct. Crowd Prime says, Devil is a part-timer is getting a second season. Is it? I'm so freaking excited, man. Dude, that was like number 1 on my list of animes that needed a second season. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a whale of a wash. And the price, oh my gosh. Sorry, I had to do Ernie and Bernie from Shark Tale. Fable says, question, is an anime always a series or can it be just a movie? Great question, Fable. In fact, Missing Link said, great question, Fable. So the answer to that is an anime doesn't always have to be a series. I mean, there's movies that are called anime movies, but there's also special things that are called OVAs, which means original. It stands for original video adaptation, I believe. And what an OVA is it is pretty much a movie or a series of short series of episodes that details like in between the main season. So like, for example, and Netflix messed it all up when they did this, but Netflix had the first season of The 7 Deadly Sins, and it was great. Then they started advertising, they're like, 7 Deadly Sins Season 2 coming out. It wasn't Season 2. It was the OVA Signs of Holy War, which was 4 30-minute episodes. So people thought a whole, like, 20-episode season was coming, and all they got was 4 freaking episodes for, like, 2 years. And everyone was pissed the fuck off. There's the one F you get. And there we go for emphasis. And then finally, after 2 years, they finally came out with the Imperial Wrath of the Gods, which they marketed as 7 Deadly Sins Season 3. Now, really what it's supposed to be is 7 Deadly Sins Season 1, Signs of Holy War is the OVA, and 7 Deadly Sins Season 3, or Season 2, which is the Imperial Wrath of the Gods, but more so known as the Demon War, the Holy War. But yeah. So to answer your question, simply, Fable, no, anime is not always a series. It can be OVAs. It can be movies. It can be stuff like that. Fable says, who am I kidding? There's never just one, is there, lol, Stefan? Fable says, wait, Dragon Ball Evolution is live action or animated? It is live action, and it sucks, and we're moving on. Chamorro says, so can I bring up Speed Racer still? Yes, you can bring up Speed Racer, but Speed Racer is like right on the line. I liked Speed Racer. I thought the plot and writing could have been a little bit better, but honestly, the Wachowskis did good. They gave us spectacle, which I love in anything. Spectacle's like my thing. But they aren't good writers. Like Matrix was great. The Matrix series was great movies. And actually, interesting fact for you here. There is an anime version, an anime extension of the Matrix called the Animatrix. And I actually own the entire 4-part series, the 3 movies and the Animatrix. I was given it for Christmas by my brother one year. Anyways, the Wachowskis did good. They gave us spectacle. They gave us they gave us an anime in live action form, but they were not good at writing. They couldn't write. What I wish they would have done is, I wish they would have done the whole plot line with where Speed Racer has to encounter Racer X, and where he has to go through all the turmoil of trying to get Racer X to stop racing in his car, the GRX, because what the GRX does, and I feel like I'm Robbie right now because I'm getting into like old as hell anime stuff, but and I think Speed Racer was even like a comic at one point. But anyways, so what the GRX car does is, when you get into it, to withstand the speeds that it goes at, you have to have a mask over your face, and you have to have like a drug vaporized, and you have to be breathing a drug in order to keep up with the speeds to handle that amount of G's. And pretty much the drug kills your body. It really hurts you. But this Racer X is willing to do this because he wants to win so bad. And he never wins. Like, every time, it's Speed Racer by getting lucky or doing a gimmick, like having hydraulic wheels that put him up way high and let him just drive over the other drivers, or by taking a shortcut. And it's a tortoise and the hare story. Speed Racer is always about Speed wins the races because he decided to be a Boy Scout and go help someone. And so it's a story of, you will always win even if you choose to help someone instead of trying to win. Or helping someone always makes you win is pretty much the plot of Speed Racer. Sorry I got far on that. Chamorro says, or Netflix's Death Note. I never watched Netflix's Death Note because it looked so horrible. You don't take L and make him black, and like an actual cop. I'm sorry, but no. Speed Racer live action, yes, by the Wachowskis. Is there a sliding scale of badness? Yeah, I'll come up with one someday. I should just make a top 10 list of the worst things even remotely related to anime. Chamorro says, does Speed Racer count as an anime? It, in fact, does. And Speed Racer, honestly, should be counted as a classic anime and one of the best animes, and one that nobody should forget, because it was like anime before anime was anime, if that makes sense. Because Speed Racer was the beginning of sports anime. You had the shonen side, which started off with the granddaddy of all anime, which was Fist of the North Star. And then you had the beginning of the sports anime and kind of the Americanized anime, which was Speed Racer. Speed Racer paved the way for other sports animes that would come along. For example, The Prince of Tennis, Eyeshield 21. Prince of Tennis is, of course, about tennis. Eyeshield 21 is about football. There is there's Free. That's an anime about swimming. There is Kuroko no Basket, which is on Netflix right now. And that's about basketball. There is Haikyuu, which is a anime about volleyball. And so the Speed Racer paved the way. And no pun intended, paved the way for sports animes. Gotta catch up here. Missing Link says Tokyo Godfather, fantastic movie. Chamorro says the Animatrix is very good. I actually haven't seen it, even though I do own it. I have to watch it at some point. Missing Link says you could take the Matrix trilogy and frame for frame animate it, and it'd be a perfect anime. You are absolutely correct. That would be awesome. Link says it was anime and live action. It really was. I still think to this day there are some things in the Matrix that are still the best special effects that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, honestly, Trinity jumping up in the air and doing all those kicks, like freezing in midair and doing all those kicks, even like down to Neo doing the bending backwards and the bullet time with the shockwaves of the bullet after him or after them. I still think it's some of the best. Link says, yo, don't be apologizing for educating us, Afro. We appreciate you spitting knowledge to us. Thank you. Fable says, how old is Astro Boy? Great question, Fable. Thank you for bringing up Astro Boy. Astro Boy is super old. Astro Boy was a comic too. Astro Boy, yeah, Astro Boy might even have been before Speed Racer, which is saying something. But I honestly don't know how old it is. Probably because Speed Racer, I believe, came out in the 50s. But Astro Boy might be like a 40s comic. And I mean, if you're gonna talk Astro Boy, man, you gotta talk original Cyborg 007 or Cyborg 009. Sorry, 007 is a James Bond. And then you have, Cyborg 009 and original Devilman. And Devilman Crybaby, oh boy. Devilman Crybaby, I watched, it was one of, if not the saddest anime I've ever seen. But yeah, you'll get all of those old animes back there. Speed Racer, Astro Boy, Cyborg 009, what did I say? Devilman. Cyborg 009 is very interesting. There was a movie, I believe it was called Cyborg 009, The Scales of Justice, where I saw probably the fastest non-teleportation speed feat in all of anime, which was Joe Shimamura, who is Cyborg 009. He has the Accelerate ability, and he outran a nuke. A nuke exploded in a city, and he outran it. And he ran so fast that the friction coming off of his body lit people on fire. And that, he outran a nuke that blew up a city. That's just it. That is the fastest non-teleportation speed feat that I have ever seen in anime. Now, there is one that, okay, I can't say it's the fastest I've seen, because in Dawn of Justice, so the movie wasn't Scales of Justice, because the new one is Dawn of Justice. And in Dawn of Justice, Joe Shimamura, he runs fast enough that he actually reverses time. And a little bit of fun fact trivia for you. in that anime, he reverses time in the woods in the middle of Minnesota, which I think is really cool. But yeah, he manages to reverse time and bring one of his comrades, the girl he loves, back to life by reversing time and getting a bullet out of her. And then at the end of the series, he runs so fast to defeat the villain. He runs so fast and brings the villain with him. He runs so fast that he literally outruns time itself. He enters a state where he runs so fast that he is infinitely accelerating. And once he reaches infinite acceleration, there is nothing. The universe ends. He gets to watch the entire universe end, and everything is just white. It's just blank. And he leaves the bad guy standing there, infinitely accelerating as he, well, actually, he has to sacrifice himself. He sacrificed himself by taking the villain to infinite acceleration. And infinite acceleration is the fastest non-teleporting speed feat that I've ever seen in anime. So, sorry, I kind of got on a tangent there. Fable said, I always thought Astro Boy was the first, but never knew for sure. Which is why I ask. Missing Link said he thought Astro Boy was like 15. I always thought, oh, you're asking the age of Astro Boy. I thought you meant how long ago was Astro Boy made. Astro Boy, his actual age, I believe, is 12 years old. Because he was 12 years old when he died, and then Dr. Elefunk brought him back to life and made him into Astro Boy. But just for context, if you guys don't know the plot of Astro Boy is that Astro Boy was born the son of a mad scientist, and I can't remember what the mad scientist's name was now, but pretty much he was the son of a mad scientist. He didn't die. The mad scientist created him, and he did horrible experiments on him. And then Astro Boy eventually was debuted in front of the public, in front of peers, and they pretty much disowned this mad scientist, said, you're crazy, you're evil, you're doing horrible stuff. And Dr. Elefunk, who was part of that, he kind of looks like Dr. Light from Mega Man. He saves Astro Boy from his father, and there's this whole moment where the mad scientist is like, come on, son, like, I'm your father, and Astro Boy has to choose to go with Dr. Elefunk. And from then on, Dr. Elefunk sends him on missions to rebuilds him and sends him on missions to defeat his evil father's robots and creations. Let me see if I can just look up really quick what Astro Boy's father's name is. Astro Boy's father was Dr. Tenma. That's right. And Dr. Tenma was evil, and then Dr. Elefunk saved him from Dr. Tenma. So just looking through the comments again. Missing Link says, hey, have y'all ever seen Steam Boy, by the way? No, I have not. Missing Link says, I believe it was from Akira's creator. Well, that would definitely be interesting to look into. Steam Boy. I will definitely look into that. Okay, really fast shout-outs. Shout out to pretty much all the PCP army, like Stefan, Manuel, Fable. Big shout out to Fable because he helped me with that beat. But yeah, big shout outs to the whole PCP army station. Love you guys. Looking on, we've gotten to the last main point of the stream. And that is, I'm going to teach you a new Japanese phrase. Now, can anybody tell me what last week's Japanese phrase was? I feel like I'm on an episode of Dora. Link says, I forgot. You were probably smoking the ganj when I told you. All right. Well, just to, and I'm sure Manuel remembers it, but just to brush up you guys on this, last week's phrase that we learned was Daikaizaku. Link says, see, I puff too much. Yeah, you do. But last week's phrase that we learned was Daikaizaku, which is said by Luffy a lot, and it means the king of the pirates. So Daikaizaku, the one we learned in the first week, was Ikuze, which means let's go. Chimuro Cinema says Die 'cause I cool. That's a good description of anime. Herm says bo. Well, that wasn't the one, but yes, it's a great anime. But yes, Daikaizaku. So, the Japanese phrase we are looking at today is one that is very, very important in Japan if you ever go to Japan. So, here's your situation. You get to Japan and you want to say hello and introduce yourself to someone. So, you get to Japan. If it's the afternoon, you say the customary konnichiwa, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows. But the one we are learning today is onamae wa, which onamae and wa are two separate words. And this kind of gets into the etymology of sentence structure in Japanese. Onamae wa means my name, and then wa is kind of just a fixer verb there that sits there. And then you say your name, and then you say des. Like if you were saying the word desk, but without the K. So des. And des is spelled D-E-S-U. But the U is silent because they do that a lot. So if I was going to Japan, I met someone new on the street, I would go to them and I would say hello. And then I would say, onamae wa Uriah des, which means my name is Uriah. Missing said onamae wa. That's very close. I'll actually post it in the comments here. Chamorro says Omiya 1, like a tip. Not quite. So I'll put it in the chat right here right now. It is onamae wa, and then I'll just use my name, Uriah des. Onamae wa Uriah des, which means my name is Uriah. Or if I was introducing myself as my channel, I'd say onamae wa Afro X des, which sounds a little bit cooler. But yeah, so remember for next week, the phrase is onamae wa, and then your name, and then des. The Cryo Prime says Omae wa shinderu. Which Omae wa shinderu is a reference from Fist of the North Star, and it means you are already dead. Yes, the wa in there means the same thing. It means are or is. Although in Oname wa, the des at the end is kind of a placeholder. So that was the new Japanese for the week. All right, it is time for ending announcements. Ending announcements are in the upcoming weeks. Oh, right. The biggest ending announcement. I am so happy, you guys. I'm so overjoyed because the Afro X channel just today, yesterday or today, hit 240 subscribers. And actually, due to someone I talked to today, we actually have 241. But yes, awesome, super happy. 241 subscribers. Man, we're on our way, man. 250's right around the corner. I can feel it. It's real. You can taste it. You can touch it. It's there. It exists. We just have to get there. Just a few more steps. But yeah, 241 subs as of today. And dude, once we hit 250, once I hit a quarter of a thou, I'm definitely doing something special. And I mean, I don't know what that's gonna be. I don't know what that's gonna be, because it might be music. Because I know you guys sometimes like music, or else it's going to be I have been planning on doing Anime Origins Live, which honestly I think Anime Origins Live would be a super fun thing to do. Oh hey, Jeremy Szymanski just came into the chat. He's a guy who I play Apex Legends with. He says, "Hey Afro, are you almost done with your live stream? Because we're down to game right now. Just give us a call when you're done." Jeremy, I will definitely give you a call when I'm done. And I will definitely say that this live stream is kind of more important than gaming, because this is my livelihood. Well, not my livelihood. It's what I want my livelihood to be. Chamorro says, PCP Cypher with the Army and Robbie. Oh, that would be amazing. But yeah, I'll keep it in mind. I'll keep thinking about stuff. But yes, definitely tell people about the Afro X channel. I know you guys have been doing it. I thank you guys so much for talking on your streams about my channel. I was so ecstatic today when Comics Explained name dropped me at the end. It was the greatest moment of my YouTube career. And I mean, I'm just so thankful to all of you. But yeah, if we can get 9 more subs, get to 250, I'll definitely do something special. And definitely involve the PCP Army in it. I don't really have an idea for my video for next week. So yeah, if you guys had any suggestions, I would definitely like suggestions for what you would want to see. As for topics, I'll pull another anime character out of a hat, talk about that, unless you want me to talk about an entire anime, or to keep things interesting, if you want me to talk next week about a location in anime. We could talk about the Hidden Leaf Village. We could talk about Hidden Leaf Village from Naruto. We could talk about West City from Dragon Ball Z. We could talk about the Going Merry and the Thousand Sunny from One Piece, the ships that they sail on. Yeah, so Maybe next week we'll do a location because everything is about location, location, location. Just gonna look through some of the comments here. Fable says, sorry, my phone dies. That's cool, Fable. Big Herm says, no, Jeremy, Avro's busy. Geez, the nerve of that guy. Yeah, Jeremy can be like that sometimes. Fable, I pulled the Stefan. Big Herm says 240. Congratulations. Thank you, Big Herm. And Link laughed at that. Chamorro said top 10 best anime live action adaptations. That's hard to do because there's not a lot of anime adaptations because most of them are bad. But I do want to watch the live action adaptations of both Bleach and Full Metal Alchemist, and those are both on Netflix. So I will do that this week. Maybe even Saturday night when I get back from the bar. Yeah. But yeah, that would be a cool thing to talk about, Manuel. Missing Links is a good one. All right. That's where we're going to end this live stream. That was a great live stream. We kept the topics in order. I think we got a good course for this. I didn't really stumble over my words all that much, even though I just did. And the chat was good. There was people in here the whole time. I loved it. Thank you so much, everyone. Big station. And keep YouTubing, YouTubers. Don't fight the fro. And always remember to stay legendary. See you later, YouTube. Bye-bye.